Guys, Tim here again. In today's episode we're learning how to make a paracord snake knot camera wrist strap. So this method uses two snap shackles on either end, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works at the end of the video, but basically you kind of attach it to one side here, and that becomes a wrist strap, and this side will attach to your camera, which should have like a key ring or something on it. More meant for like larger cameras, like digital SLR cameras. And I tried it out, it works great, and we got some nice embellishments on it too with some beads, and I love the way this one turned out. So remember guys, if you're looking for where to get paracord, feel free to check out those affiliate links down below. And also a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters for making this episode possible. Remember, if you want to get access to exclusive giveaways and the exclusive tutorial videos, check out the links in the video and down below. So that's what we're doing today, guys. I hope you will like it. I love the way this one turned out. And with that being said, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so to start this project off, I've got my two lengths of paracord, and I've got them melted and joined together. And I've got my first snap shackle, and I'm also adding a bead. You don't have to add a bead, but I just want to for decoration. So as for the ratio, you can go by the As for the ratio of this project, you can change the length of your camera strap however you want. You can go by the 1 foot of paracord per 1 foot of tied snake knot. Okay, so you can figure out how long you want your strap to be. So here's how we're going to start. I've got my snap shackle up there. I'm going to find one end of my paracord. Let's get this aside for now. Just going to feed it through the bottom part of the shackle. And there we go. We're going to have that right there. Now we're going to tie the first snake knot. So I'm going to take the cord on the right, bring it around the blue. Then I'm going to take the blue, bring it behind the red. And I'm going to feed that cord right through there, through that red loop, and pull it through. Now there's a good amount of cord to pull through, so just bear with me. So now, when you're tightening this first knot, you want to make the top loop as small as possible, and also you want to hide that melted part. So just kind of manipulate your cord as you see fit, and I want this to go all the way to the top, like so, right? Just like that. Now I'm actually going to tie one more knot before I add my bead. Okay, next I'm going to add my bead. You don't have to add a bead, but it's just for decoration. I was going to use this saber-tooth skull bead, but I realized these fangs sticking out the bottom kind of got in the way. So I'm going to go with the rose skull from Schmuckatelli, which is pretty cool. Okay, so this part should be relatively easy as long as your bead has a sufficient sized opening. It's always a little tricky with these ones. Okay, so I've got that bead on. I'm going to pull it all the way to the very top, like so. Make sure you don't have any twists. Now with the bead at the top, I'm going to tie one more single snake knot. Okay, same method as we did up top, like so. Now we're going to start tying the snake knot the more traditional way. So I'm going to open up this red loop here. Then I'm going to take the blue that's behind and feed it through that loop. Pull it all the way through. Okay, and then tighten that up all the way to the top. Then next, I'm going to turn it over, like so. And again, open up the blue, and then always take the red. Make sure the opposite color always goes behind. And then just bend it through, like so. Close that up, okay? And then now turn back to this side. So whenever you see that double cord, that's the one you want to open up, right? Take the blue, go through. I like this style of tying the snake knot. It's a little more time consuming maybe, but it ends up in a slightly, I guess, rounder and kind of thicker snake knot, and I feel like it's more flexible and it's just a little more suitable, but it's up to you. You can tie separate snake knots if you want. You don't have to do what I'm doing. So again, open up and bring that through, and then close it. So as you can see, this is going to take a bit of time, but it'll be worth it. I'll have a new camera strap. So just continue tying your snake knots until you reach your desired length, and then we will attach the second snap shackle. All right. All right, so I have tied the length of my snake knot. As you can see, my camera strap looks great. Now I'm going to actually attach another bead on the other side just for a bit of symmetry. One thing I kind of glazed over was getting the beads through the hole here, or sorry, getting the paracord through. Sometimes if it's a little too, you know, small in there, it's hard to squeeze both strands through. So sometimes what I do is you just put one strand in first, like so, and then you can use something like a knotter's tool or just something pointy, and then just kind of just use that to guide the other strand in. It's a little hard to do holding it up like this, but just kind of there, like that. Just kind of push it in, and then once you have the second strand in, you just kind of twist the bead, and it tends to naturally work its way through. Okay, so I'm just gonna work this paracord through the bead, second bead here. I'm gonna bring it down here. Okay, I've got my bead on, and now to attach the second snap shackle. So let's put that through the top, like so. Now I'm going to take the strand on the right. I want to mirror down here. I want it to look similar. So I'm going to take the blue, the navy blue. You're going to wrap it around everything. So the red as well, like so. Then take the red and bring that behind, and make sure you go over the blue like that. And then you're going to put it through underneath the front here. Okay. So it's kind of like we're going back and through and tying another snake knot around here. Okay, so that's one, and I'm going to tie one more. But you definitely want to get this tightened up and cinched up. I just want 2 snake knots on top like I had at the other side. So we're gonna have to move this down a little. And my cords are a little short to work with, but you know, when you do this, make sure you give yourself enough. You can always just undo a little bit. I just went a little too long. But anyways, do the same thing. So it's gonna be a little tough, but so wrap that around and bring this through. Okay, so I'm just gonna work on this and get everything cinched up nicely, but you can see what I did there. So I tied the 2 knots, and they're similar to down here. I'm going to tighten that up, and then we just snip off the excess. Now this next part is completely optional, but I'm going to make little tabs on my pull rings here just to give it a little extra touch. Just got some gutted paracord. I'm using the same licorice color, and I've just got some black microcord. And then we're just going to hold it like that. And then we're going to just tie some cobra knots around this. Okay. Alright, see, so I just tied some simple cobra knots like that. And I'm just going to tie maybe about a 1/2 inch section. It's a little difficult to show when it's this small, but I think you get the point, right? So just continue tying those cobra knots onto that zipper tab, or that little paracord tab. Right, like so. Just going to do that down to about there. I'm going to do that on both sides, and then we'll just snip off the excess. Okay, so I've got all that finished up, got the little pull tab there done, excess snipped off, and it looks and feels great, it works great. So now, as promised, here's how you would use this thing, this setup. You're gonna attach, obviously, one end to your camera, right, like so. And then, on this side is where you would form that loop, like so. And just due to the size of the snap shackle and the thickness of the snake knot, it does create a bit of tension there, which is good. So it keeps it on your wrist. So then you just loop that around your wrist. You can cinch it up. And you're now good to go. Right? So you have this attached to your camera. It's nice and secure. When you use it, you can hold it like so. You can always loosen this up a bit. Yeah, you can hold it like so the hardware doesn't come in contact with your camera. And yeah, I think it works out quite well, and I love the look of it. Alright, so that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you'll try it out if you have a suitable camera for this. And yeah, remember, if you like this content, you want to see more, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video.